with Pro Wrestling Junkies, and today we have yet another guest from the planet Earth, specifically Chicago, Illinois, where I came from. She's been in Zello Pro, Brew City Wrestling, Berwyn Championship Wrestling, Chicago Style Wrestling, where she was the champion, and Zawa, amongst many more. She stood across the ring from Sky Blue, Elena Black, and Shotzi Blackheart. Standing somewhere between 3 and 9 feet tall, weighing in somewhere between 50 and 700 pounds, I present Chicago's sweetheart, Missa Kate. Hey, how are you?
Good, how are you? I like the intro.
Oh, great. All right, good. I don't have to redo that again. So did you grow up wait, are you in London and are driving, or is someone else driving you?
I'm riding Miss Daisy right now.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah. I need a starter for the gym, so.
Okay, so did you grew up in Chicago?
Yes, I did. Born and raised.
Whereabouts?
Where? More like northwest side.
Oh, okay, cool. I grew up in Deerfield.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, nothing exciting. So did you ever go to like shows when you're growing up at like Allstate or Rosemount Horizon, whatever it was?
The Allstate all the time.
Yeah.
And it kind of sucks, but I was fortunate enough that I had family members that worked at the arena.
Oh, wow.
But by the time I got older, they got stricter on the rules. So I wasn't able to go before the show, because they used to be a thing. Like all of the workers and the families used to go before the show and kind of see what was going on.
Yeah, yeah.
Instead of that. But I mean, it was still cool. I went to the arena all the time.
And like, did you ever go to like the Ring of Honor shows or Shimmer, which I think was in Berwyn maybe?
No, I didn't. Because I didn't really know about the independent scene until I started training.
Oh, okay, okay.
WWE and like TNA and anything else, I was ignorant to know.
So when you were were you like an athlete growing up?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Like pretty much ever since I could walk. My mom's like, you skipped walking, went straight to running, and you drove me freaking nuts, so I had to throw you in a sport. So yeah, pretty much ever since I could walk, I've been playing soccer mainly, but I've done everything between figure skating and basketball and a bunch of stuff. Yeah.
Wow, gosh, that's amazing. But I guess you use a little bit of everything in pro wrestling, especially like the skating, like your balance and your footwork.
Yeah, definitely.
So like your family, did they get you into wrestling?
No.
How did that happen?
So, it was actually the opposite. My first experience watching wrestling, I was watching it with my grandfather, and he was blind. So he didn't see what was on the screen, but he heard like the commentary and like all that stuff, and he was like, "No, turn this off right now, right now." He had a heavy foreigner accent I can't mimic, but
okay.
He was just like, "Yeah, turn it off right now. You're gonna get sick and die and get a hole in your and all this stuff." And I'm like, probably like 4 or 5 years old, so I'm like, well, I don't want to die, so I'm like, I'm just gonna turn this off and not watch it again for a while. Later on, I figured out he was like talking about me getting an ulcer.
Oh, okay.
Because I was like, what are you talking about? I'm gonna die.
He loved you.
Yeah, but because he used to watch it back when it was like Gorgeous George kind of days, where it was just like everyone was like, this is so real, like we're betting money, like
people are
so
freaking out in the audience.
Yeah, like fist fights were going on, so that's what he was used to. So he didn't want me to be involved in that, but obviously by that time, like that was kind of, it eased up a lot, so.
Yeah. Oh, so when did you decide like this is something you wanted to pursue?
After I saw Lita, that was my second match that I ever saw. The first match, with what I was just telling you about with my grandfather was actually John Cena versus Kurt Angle, which was at Allstate Arena. His
oh, wow,
match.
Yeah.
Everything's like full circle. And the second match was I saw Lita. She was managing Edge in the match against Matt Hardy.
Oh, okay.
But it was a ladder match. Yeah, it was like at the end of the feud where it was like loser leaves Raw.
Yeah, Matt went to SmackDown.
So I was like, oh, yeah. but I saw her and I was just like, oh, she's like getting involved. I'm like, this is awesome. Like, I have to do this. So
That's really funny because I saw a video clip of you, and it's funny you bring up Lita because it was like this hurricane round off the top rope, and the way you got up there, not using your hands to the top rope, I was like, wow, that looks like Lita. So that's funny you say that now. Okay, so how do you find a trainer?
Google.
Oh, really?
Kind of. So, I mean, I looked around once I kind of started understanding, like, there was a company, CSW, that came to my high school. And that's when I found out that there's actually, like, an independent scene. So I kind of looked around for a minute, but CSW was the only one that I came across. So I started initially training with them.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so I was in high school and I was like, oh, because up until that point, I was just like, oh, you just have to be a crazy athlete, go try out at WWE, and that's how you make it. I didn't know anything about, doing shows at gyms and all that stuff. So.
And so when you show up for your first day of training, are you like nervous? What's real nervous?
I didn't even get in the ring. It's funny, I was just talking about this at practice, but we were just talking about our first experiences, and mine was like literally I was in the corner waiting for a permission to like step foot in the ring. And it's like once you step in the ring, it's like a weird feeling because you're so used to watching people. You're one of those people. So yeah, it was definitely surreal, but I was so nervous, but luckily because I have an athletic background, I was able to pick up on certain stuff.
Were there other people starting for the first day on your first day as well?
I think at that time I was the only one.
Oh, okay.
Everybody else has been doing it for like at least the next newest person, I guess, would be like they trained a month longer than I did, maybe.
Okay, but and were they tough on you, like tough love, the trainers? Or?
No, it was the opposite. I had to tell them because they were being respectable. So that's why I'm like, okay, I understand. But I would have to tell them, like, I understand I'm a chick. I understand, like, guy rules and stuff like that. Like, everyone's being nice. But I'm like, no, I'm still, like, a wrestler. Like, it's cool. Like, you could freaking drop me, like, throw me. Like, I'm in this. Like, I'm here.
Yeah.
So, let's go, So, yeah, I was definitely bracing myself for that because I was like, I don't know if these guys are just going to be like, she's the only chick. Let's just, like, beat her up or something.
Yeah. Gonna test your resilience.
Yeah. So, but I was ready for it. But yeah.
What was the first thing? What was the first thing they had you do?
Oh my gosh, I can't even think. I think it was just the drills that they were doing. They kind of just threw me in.
Okay.
Just to kind of catch me up, and then also just to kind of see where I was at, I think, athletically. Okay. So, I mean, the first stuff was like drop down, vertical.
Okay.
That was kind of it. So,
because I always think of, I think like when the AWA, DVDs or something, like the history of AWA, and like they talked about, Vergania has like the guys, they do like 800, sit-ups, then 1,000 squats, and then run, 15 miles. So that's what I always imagine like first day is like at these places. Do you ever do anything to that degree?
Now I do.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, I mean, not to that extent because that's a lot.
Yeah.
But definitely the ring cardio and stuff that I'm doing now is a lot more than what I was doing when I first started. Cause I think it's because I don't really know why, but I mean, it's just because I don't know. It's just I'm at freelance training now, training academy. So there's a bunch of different people that always come in, and they have good connections and all that. So they're always giving us tips on what to work on and whatnot. So there's a lot of different blow up drills that are being told to us what to work on, and so I mean.
And you continually get feedback from like your trainers or people you're working with?
Yeah. I try to, once the matches are recorded, I try to send it to like people that I know will give me an honest answer.
Oh,
far
okay.
as like, and not just be like, yeah, it was like fine, and not really care. I try to send it to people that I know are gonna break it down piece by piece.
So you can get better.
Because there's only room for improvement. Yeah, because I feel like if I'm just out there and I'm thinking I'm like doing great and I'm doing horrible, like that's everyone's biggest fear. But I don't want to be that person anyway. But
so, like, when someone has, or your experience has your first match, do you even hear the like, are you able to pay attention to the audience, or do you really just have to listen to like your opponent?
so it's weird but kind of funny. Just from playing sports, like what they tell you to do is ignore the crowd. Okay. So I was so used to not paying attention to the crowd. And so once I got in the ring and I had my match, I realized I was doing that for like the first couple matches that I had, because I was just so trained to be focused on what I'm supposed to do.
Oh, okay.
So it was a weird experience. Like I noticed the crowd reaction more when I watched it back. And I was like, oh, I didn't know they did this, or they cheered to this, or booed, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's just me, because I'm weird, I guess.
So going to the ring now, are you comfortable, like, you know, going to the ring confident, or do you still have like butterflies or anything before you go out, you know, to the ring?
Always get nervous. Always right before, I'm like, I need to throw up.
Oh, gee.
Like I always get so anxious. But it's a good anxious. Like
yeah.
It like adds to the experience, I feel like. So.
Okay, this is a question I always ask. Is it hard to have a relationship as a pro wrestler? On the internet's a little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like fuzzy a little bit.
Okay.
No, yeah, I've seen both sides. I've seen people that are wrestlers that are dating somebody outside of wrestling, don't know anything about it, and I've seen the vice versa. You know, someone's dating somebody within.
Hold on. Oh, there we go.
So I think it just depends on the people.
Okay. Yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah.
Okay. I have one last question, or actually a few, but they're quick ones. Are you a fan of donuts? Is it true that you're a fan of donuts?
I mean, yeah. Isn't everybody?
Yeah.
But yeah, there was a guy that actually, he reached out to me saying that I should make a Kate logo, and then me eating a donut and sell it as a t-shirt. I'm like, if I could get somebody to design that, I'd be totally down. But yes, I'm obsessed. That's my go-to cheat day. I'm like, I'm going to Krispy Kreme. Yeah. I still have coupons that my grandma saves for me. She's like, I got your Krispy Kreme coupon. So I'm like, I'm always, yeah, so that's my go-to.
What I love donuts, specifically Krispy Kremes. Once when I was drunk on my birthday, like in my 20s, I ate 16 Krispy Kremes. So I want to know, how many have you ate in one sitting before? I mean, you're in shape. I'm not.
No, I could eat.
Any type of shape.
It's cheat day. There's everything's off. Like I'm going in.
Okay.
I don't know. I think I'll probably say the past time, which was, there's this thing called Krispy Kreme burgers.
Yeah, no, I know.
Oh, okay. So yeah, you cut the Krispy Kreme in half and you use it as a bun, and you put whatever you want. So I had 2 burgers, and then I had like an additional like 4 or 5 donuts or something.
Oh, okay. That's very respectable. Jesus.
Yeah,
it's impressive.
Yeah, thank you.
You should put that like on your like Twitter bio, because it really is impressive. I
should just be like current. Oh, I should put it like, oh, how am I gonna phrase it? Like, oh, current Krispy Kreme donut count.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. And then every every Sunday, my goal is to like max out.
Yeah, we passed 50 today. You know, a little earlier than I thought. Oh my God. All right.
Lifetime goal.
I'm gonna let you go in a second. I'm gonna give you 5 yes or no random questions.
Uh-oh.
No, not.
No pressure.
Okay. First one. You don't have to give me a name. Is there someone that you refuse to work with?
No.
Okay, fine. Do you think you could take down any of your non-wrestling friends if it ever got to a fight? Could you do that easily? Is there one that you don't?
I mean, I have a kickboxing background.
Oh,
so
okay.
I think that's an unfair question.
Okay. Well, I'm saying the ones that are like me, who like don't go. I haven't seen a gym in a couple of years. You know, that type of thing. I don't think that I got to work off the donuts. You know, like so like friends like that, like friends who you're growing up with.
Well, I'll say yeah, because I don't want to make myself look like.
Yeah. It'll make you look real tough.
Thank you. Yeah.
Okay. Here, question 3. Will you commit right now that if you win the lottery, you'll give me 5% of the winnings?
Yes.
Okay. Wow. Well, thank you. Would you ever participate in a match with thumbtacks?
I'm sorry, I got fuzzy. What'd you say?
Would you ever participate in a match involving thumbtacks?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And then this is my last question. If my wife ever attacks me, like if she gets rabies or bit by some animal, can I call you?
Go for
For
it.
protection. Okay. Perfect. I'll write that down. Thank you so much. Are you going to be appearing anywhere soon?
There is a Zello show coming up on the 17th of
Okay.
September. I'm so sorry. 17th of September is coming up. I'd have to look up my schedule, but I post everything, my shows and stuff coming up on social media. So just look there. I have a bad memory if I don't write it down in front of me.
Okay,
So.
and if you want her contact information, stay tuned for about 2 minutes and you'll have it all. Thank you so much. I hope you have a good rest of your night and you stay healthy and safe. And hopefully we can talk again closer to your
Thank you. Yes,
September.
No, yeah, anytime. Just let me know. I'm always open.
Take care, Kate. I really appreciate it.
I'm stealing your background, by the way.
What was that?
I'm stealing your background, by the way. It's gonna be like
take
a wall.
it. Involves just a couple of these and Google, and you're good.
Okay. Nice.
Anywhere you want. All right, take care. Talk to you soon.
Thank you.
All right, bye.